So very much for being here at my live stream on YouTube. I go live every Monday at 3:45 p.m. Central Standard Time, unless I'm on vacation or something else comes up, but generally I'm live or I have a premiere video that you can come and watch. If you're watching this as a replay after the live stream has ended and you're on a computer, you can look for the little gear at the bottom of the screen and change the speed. If you're on a mobile device, generally the three little dots at the top, you can use those to change the playback speed to get through it a little faster, because generally my live streams last around 2 to 2.5 hours. I want to thank Robin for being my moderator and administrator and note taker throughout the live stream. She is generally my one right-hand woman, if you will, and I am so thankful to have her. She also is an administrator of the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. Occasionally, if she's not available, one of the other administrators will come over and help me, or a friend will help me moderate the video today. If you have questions, please feel free to put those in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those questions. If I don't see it, please ask again. Or if you know the answer to somebody's question, please answer it. Hey, if you have a YouTube channel, please feel free to share with us by saying, hey, I have a YouTube channel and this is what I do on it. You won't be able to share a link, but you can at least talk about your YouTube channel. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you are having a great day, let us know. But honestly, we don't want the negative, what is going on in the world right now, because we are here to escape that, to be inspired, to be friendly, and have some fun. During the live stream, you have an opportunity to earn junk bucks. You can type !bucks to see how many that you have once Junkie Joe is up, because this is preliminary and I've pre-recorded this. Once you have 2,000 junk bucks, you can redeem those by typing a ward and you can get a $10 off coupon to my shop. How do you earn junk bucks? Just by being here, chatting with us. So make sure that you speak up in the chat so that Junkie Joe registers that you're here, and by playing the in-chat games, and then also whenever you make donations. Occasionally I have raffles. In fact, right now there should be Junkie Joe coming up. You can type !raffle just as that says, and you can enter the raffle to win 200 junk bucks. If you make a donation during my live stream, do go over to my website at lindaisrael.com. You can see the name scrolling across the bottom here, and create a user account. Once you've created a user account on my website, make sure that you use the contact me form and say, hey, my name is on YouTube and I donated, and then I can get you added to the YouTube donator membership on my website. What does that do? Well, a member of my website in the YouTube donator membership gets 5% off orders in my shop, gets several digital downloads for free, and during the live stream when you donate, you get a chance to win the journal that I raffle off at the very end. Throughout the live stream, I will have different raffles giving away prizes. If you will type !raffle when you see those come up, then you can have a chance to win those items. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Thank you so much for being here today. When the video is over, come back and leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about today's video, or if you have questions and you're watching this as a replay, use that comment section down below. Also, look in the description box to links to the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group, as well as by Linda Israel, my Instagram, Twitter, my website, and generally I try to update the products that I use, and those links are in the description box as well. All right, well, let's get started. I think I got it. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? I hope you are well. Hope you're having a fabulous Monday. Those of you that celebrated Thanksgiving, I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving. You got to do something with your family or friends. We had a small gathering. I think there were 6 people that came over. Henry's parents, his aunt, and who else was here? There was another person. Oh yeah, our friend Karen. There's a family that we've been friends with for a really long time, and sometimes all of them come and sometimes they don't. The men decided to go hunting, so Karen came over to our house for a few hours. You like all the colors? Lots of pretty Christmas colors going on here. So today I'm working on the planner kit. So I have gone in and embellished some of the pages. I have made a few little things ahead of time. So basically I'm just going to go over some of the things I've made, and then we'll proceed forward and show you some ideas that I have as well. Love the color. Yes, I've been busy. Okay, so let me get my chair to roll up here. So I was playing around with my papers. I have made in the past some Franken pages, if you will. They're, basically just taking different pieces of paper. In this case, we have a book page that has been mopped up with the stencil. This is a gel print. This is one of the digital downloads for the Christmas Wishes kit, and then these 2 were scrapbook paper, and all I did was I glued them to a book page. In this case it was a dictionary page. It's just my foundation. This is kind of my junk. Some people say, well, if you can't see the junk, how do you know there was junk? I don't care. Honestly. So if you want the junk to be seen, feel free to do so. I like to cover mine up and make it pretty. So in essence, let me get my words out. These are book pages, so that's conjunct, so whatever. I went ahead and trimmed it to be 8.5 by 11. I stitched around the pieces of paper. I also stitched around the outside edge. And then I decided after I stitched it that I wanted to put some ribbon on here because this is going to hold another element that I plan to add as well. And I decided that I also want to add another piece of ribbon, and this is going to become like a bookmark. So I want it to be long enough that it sticks out the bottom. So I'm just going to trim it. Let's trim it. Oh, let's trim it like it's a little fancy ribbon at the bottom. So I'm going to cut it at a diagonal so we get that cute little tail. And then I'm going to grab some packing tape. I keep it behind me. I've got a cabinet. I don't know if y'all can see. I have a little cabinet here. These are metal kitchen cabinets that when we lived in Oklahoma City, we had a neighbor who got brand new cabinets, and she put these out on her curb for sale, and I think I paid like $20 for the 2 metal cabinets. I wished I could have got more, but she wanted more money for them. So I decided, well, this is all I can afford, so I got what I could. All right, so I just taped that just to one side of where the actual center of the page would be, because I don't want that bulk over the fold, so I'm just putting it over to one side. And then this is going to come down and be able to move in our journal if we so choose. All right, so what else do I have going on here? So I want to put a pocket over here. Let me get this guy out of the way. We may use it again later. I want to put a pocket on this side. So I was playing around with, this is one of the elements that comes in the planner kit, and I love the little gingerbread men. And it has little tabs on here. Now, I didn't sew on it. I don't know. I think we could add some stitches to the outside edge. Oh, thank you, Margie, for your donation. Thank you so very much. Let's go over to the sewing machine. So, Sewing Cam Lamb. Thank you, Giovanna. I know she's always there watching, so thank you, Giovanna, for that cute little lamb. This was a Christmas ornament that she sent to me when I had another Christmas tree ornament challenge, I guess you could say. If y'all send me a Christmas tree ornament, it could be a little bitty, could fit in a regular envelope so you don't have to pay a lot for postage. Just something that I can hang on my tree, and make sure that you sign it so I know who it's coming from. And then I will give you a $10 off coupon to my shop so you can go shopping. And then I haven't decided, but it has been suggested a grand prize that I will draw. So I'll put everybody's name in a little basket and I'll draw out somebody's name and see who wins the grand prize, okay? All right. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and stitch around this outside edge, okay? Sewing Lamb. So how is everybody? Are you well? So we've been busy. I'm trying to stay busy as much as I can. I was thankful that Henry has been working so hard that he hasn't taken any time off really. So for Thanksgiving, we were lucky. We got done eating early and we didn't go back to work on Thanksgiving. So we got to take the Thursday off. On Friday, he did go into the shop for a little while. And then I went up there because we were working on a piece of equipment that we're having a problem with. I was trying to get it to operate. And I've been up there 3 times this weekend since Thursday, or Wednesday, I guess, trying to get it to work, and it's still not working. So I'm hoping tomorrow the company that is supposed to help me with support will be available. And I will be able to call them and say, okay, hey, I need some help with troubleshooting this. But we got to spend some time. We just stayed home and didn't go anywhere, didn't do much of anything, ate leftovers for a couple of days. So I'm glad that he got a little bit of time off, if you will, this weekend. All right, so I just thought adding the stitches is kind of cute. And I want to put this where it's centered, but not too far over, okay? So we'll glue this in place. I like that Norella puts these little tabs on here. But remember, if you've got a scrap of paper and you want to be able to utilize the full width of that paper as a pocket, then add little tabs. I usually make a 1-inch strip by whatever length of a book page. And then I glue a 1/2 inch of it on one side and let it hang off, and then allow the glue to dry, and then fold that tab in, okay? Yeah, work, work, work. That's all he does. All right, so we'll put that there. I'm just pressing that into place. And then I was playing around. I can't decide. I have the gingerbread man that is in the subscription box, and then I have a rubber stamp of a gingerbread man. I think I'm going to put them together, but let's put them out on the edge so they don't have so much bulk here on the inside, which will really make our journal gator mouth. So let's see, do I want to put it that way or this way? I think kind of like that. Just layering the 2 little gingerbread men would be kind of cute. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this guy and attach him to the other one. I'm going to slide that in. And let's see, let's put this, I want to make sure that this glue is stuck, and then whatever is excess is, I'll wipe it away. What if we put it so it's kind of a tuck spot, so if we wanted to put something behind it, we could. So I'm going to put some glue on this little foot and his hand. Maybe a little bit right there. And I'll put him down at an angle.
How's that? And then that way, if we want to, we can stick something behind it. But we gotta let it glue first, okay? Hey, Janice, welcome. Hey, Nadine, welcome. So glad to have you here. All right, Nadine, you won some junk bucks. All right, that looks good. And then I stamped ahead of time just because I was trying to do a few things. Oh, I think I like that. This is the gingerbread, and it's from the, which one is that? That is from the Snowman Quartet. So it's snowman, candy cane, mistletoe, and gingerbread. And I just used a scrap of paper, and I just saw this little piece of green. It's not very big, but it'll give a little bit of a green border. So I'm just going to trim it and then glue these together. So you can see I had some printing on one side where I had cut it off of a digital page. This planner kit is in my shop. You can get it as a digital download. I still have a few in the printed form. I need to update the quantities because I'm almost sold out. I'm going to take this and add a little bit of glue on the back. And then let's just put it like that. Gingerbread. I mean, I know it's obvious. We're putting gingerbread right over the gingerbread men. You like that? Oh, thank you so much. The snowflake I drew, Ashley. That is a pattern that I drew, and I have it as a stencil in the subscription box. And then Norella used it throughout the kit in various ways. So I think that looks pretty cute there. I have a piece of scrapbook cardstock here that I thought would be cute in the pocket, and I wanted to put something on there. So let's see, what could we put on there? I've got this little, well, that kind of blends right in, doesn't it? I do have a poinsettia that I stamped. I have this little green card. I could mount it, I guess. What else do we have? Oh, we have this one. Maybe we'll use this one. This is part of the kit, and I could put it at the top here. I think it needs a little something behind it. I'm not sure if this is too big, so let's see. That looks kind of good. If we put the paper doily behind there, maybe. Let's add some distress inks to it. I did re-ink my ink pad, so it may be a little dark. And it looks like this doily, this paper doily, got some overspray from some Tattered Angels, so it's got a little bit of a red mist pattern on it. It's a very fancy snowflake. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh yes, you do get the snowflake stencil, Julie. Your package has been sent. I've sent all of the subscription boxes. We've got all of the kit material. When did I get that? Wednesday. So then Thursday, I had Thanksgiving. Friday, I was up at the shop all day doing the subscription box stuff. Okay, I like that. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. So I'll just add some little drops of glue. So everybody should be getting their boxes. I've got a couple that I need to hand deliver, but everybody else's has been picked up, or I mean shipped, not picked up, shipped. I am going to have an in-person workshop here in Yukon Sunday, December the 5th. So if you are in or around or can get to Yukon for Sunday, I'd love to have you. And you can join my Facebook event if you want. All right, I think I like that. And then I'm just going to put this over the top of it. Okay. And then I stamped on a piece of paper sack. It's a brown paper sack. And so I just stamped the number 25 and then Christmas. So I'm thinking maybe like that. Let's do that. So that gives us a little decoration on our cardstock. I didn't put anything on the inside. We could stencil on there if we want. Let's do that. Let's add some stenciling. So I'm going to move a few things out of the way. Let's see. What stencil do we want to use? Okay, so this is, and I haven't updated the website yet. I just realized that this morning, and the files are at the shop because I took my computer up there. So this is from the December Stencil Club. So you get 4 patterns and 3 stencil sheets. So this is a full 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 11, and then you get these 2 patterns on an 8.5 by 11 stencil sheet. So this is one of the patterns. I'm just going to grab something to use. There we go. So I don't get anything on my desk. So the outside is multiple colors. Do we want red on the inside? Let's do red. So I'm going to find my, where is it? I think it's fired brick. And then I got to find my, I think this is my red. Let's make sure yeah, that'll work. And so I am going to put this stencil across the page and then pick up with one of these blending brushes. And that was just distress ink. It's not a distress oxide. Oops. Don't get your finger hung on it. I like mixing non-Christmas patterns in my Christmas stuff. So if you don't have a whole lot of Christmas stencils, you get the pretty ones that you like, the patterns of. For example, this is a stencil club, so you've got different patterns that you can use all throughout the year. You don't have to just use it for the holidays. All right, there we go. Oh, I like it. You like it? Can you see the pattern? Pardon me. I should have taken some Benadryl before I got on live. I like that. Put my ink pad back. Clean my hand because I always get distress ink on my fingers for some reason. Well, apparently I'm going to throw things around. So we've got the dropsies going already. That happens. Okay, so how about, I've got the word memories. We could put that inside. And I've got a little piece of holly leaf that I stamped. I forgot to post this the other day, but on maybe it was yesterday. I can't remember what day it was. I stamped a bunch of images and did embossing. So this one's got gold embossing powder, and I thought that would be kind of pretty. Maybe even a piece of red fabric. So I'm getting my red here. Line this up on top of it and snip it. I'm trying to keep my desk as clean as I can by keeping things over to the side. All right, so what if we did something like that? So we have a little bit of that green, and then we have memories that we could put in here. How's that? I can go take my meds. I need to just keep a bottle of Benadryl in my craft room because I always forget sometimes when we're getting on the live stream that I should have taken some. Henry and I both yesterday were taking it and we kept sneezing. It's like, oh my goodness. All right, I think that's what I want to do is put a little dot of glue here so that I can kind of position this where it's peeking out from behind. So using some fabric and little scraps that I stamped on, like so. I'll just put that right here. I did round the corners of the cardstock, and it's basically 8 inches wide, folded in half to be 4 inches, and I believe it's 7.5 inches tall. Thank you, Robin, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Clean desk plus crafting, not gonna happen. Probably not. Thank you, Ashley. Not always. I like it. Okay, so this is gonna go here. So we've got a little nice little composition going on over there. And then on this side, I was playing around. I happened to have a Christmas card that was given to me, and I cut it apart because this was the card. So it had this background all the way around this little stocking, and I was able to cut it apart and make 2 pieces. And I thought this would be a fun pocket on this side of the page. I'm just trying to decide where I want to put it. I think I want to put it in the center. I don't know that I need tabs because the journal cards I plan to put in there are narrower. So I'll just go ahead and glue this one down. Now, if I wanted to add a stitching pattern to this, I would have glued this to another piece of paper because it's really close here and I didn't want to stitch over that. But I think I'm just going to do without this time and just lay that down. Okay, so now we've got a little pattern going on down here. I'm trying to get this back in the center so you guys can see it. Yeah, that glitter boss was brutal. Did he wipe everybody out? No one won. Okay, that's going to go there. And then I had another little scrap of green that I thought I could put up at the top. And I was trying to decide, I think if I put it up here, about that high, but it's plain. It's not real pretty, is it? So let's see what we can put on top of it. How about, oh, you know, since I didn't use the poinsettia on the other side, what if we were to stamp the leaves in the background here and then layer this on top? So I'm going to scooch that up out of the way. Find the poinsettia. All right, so I've got the, not the poinsettia, this is the holly. This is called holly leaf. Holly leaf, that's where that one is. And get my scrap of paper. And we'll stamp it with, oh, do we want to take the time and do it in gold? No, I think I'm going to do it in black. I think the black will show up better. Because sometimes that gold does not show up. All right, so I just stamped that all over. I think that'll look a lot better. All right, put the stamp back where it belongs so you can find it again another day. All right, so this guy's gonna go on there and be our little pocket, but I think it needs something else. I'm gonna grab my, this is just the Tombow marker, but what I found is if I come in here, maybe I should zoom in. Let's zoom in. Where is it? There's the zoom. We get it to go. Add glitter. I can add, I know what I can do. I can add embossing powder to the outside edge. That's what we'll do. All right, so I'm going to come in here with this marker and just come up the vines and a little bit around the flower petals of the poinsettia. And I know it may be hard to see, but what that does is just kind of helps define the flower, especially since I stamped it in watercolor ink and then used gold and fine detail gold embossing powder. So it really gets that good detail in there. So you kind of see the veins just a little bit. Let's go back here. And cheesecloth for Robin. Okay, so I like that. Okay, and I think the gold, you were saying glitter, but I think what we'll do instead is we'll add the gold embossing powder. So here's my gold detail and my Versamark pad. And what I'm going to do is basically kind of drag the card over the ink pad all the way around. Okay, and then I'm going to dip it into the powder, and then whatever sticks to the edge is what will heat emboss. Now if you feel like you've got too much, you can always brush it off with a paintbrush. All right, so I'm gonna close this up. Thank you, Janice, for your donation. Thank you so very much. All right, so this one, I'm gonna grab my scrap of paper here so I can hold it up off my table, because my table is not heat resistant. I have been looking for a heat resistant cutting mat, and I haven't really found the one that I want yet that I'm willing to spend the money on. Because I found one, but it was like $129 to get, I don't know, it wasn't even the full desktop that I wanted. The one that I think I really, really want is almost $200. So I'm like, well, maybe if Santa loves me, I might get some money and then I might go buy it myself. Because that's usually what my family does. I tell them we don't need any gifts. You don't need any gifts. Let's just get together and hang out. But my in-laws like to give us cash sometimes. So if I'm lucky, maybe I'll get some cash. All right, I like that. Do you see how the gold changes that? And I like that kind of distressed look. In fact, this one was still a little bit wet with ink, so there's a little bit of embossing powder where the leaves are. And then we'll put this beside it. And I think, like someone else just said, cheesecloth. I think maybe some white cheesecloth is something. So I'm going to trim a piece off. I've just got a big bolt of it here. It may be time to go buy some more so I don't ever run out. I didn't even go anywhere for Black Friday sales. I thought about going to Joann's, but I didn't get out to go there. I didn't go anywhere else. I don't really need anything. I was only going to go to the ones, I think Joann's or Michael's had a % off your order, whatever you bought, and I was going to buy glue. What if we put just a little smidge of that white? Just for the white. I think that's good. Just a little smidge. That's a technical term, smidge. All right, so let's glue this piece down. Jennifer's not here, is she? I thought Jennifer would be here today, the Mrs. Edmondson. I chatted with her this morning on Facebook for a moment, but maybe she had something come up, so she's busy. All right, I like that. What do you think? This is Happy Holidays. I don't think we need any text on there per se, but let's look. Let's see what we've got. How about abundance? If we put that right there. That's part of the planner kit. Yeah, I think that'll be good. So I'm going to glue that down. Let's put that right there. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. I'm already going to be having to blow my nose soon. All right, so let's put this guy. I want it low enough that this card doesn't stick out the top of my journal, but I don't want it too low. So I'm just going to put a little bead of glue on the back side here. This is going to be the center of the planner. So when you get to the dead center of the planner, this is what you're going to see. So I think right about there. You know, I try to look to see if I've got it straight. And I want it somewhat centered. So I'm just going to use the bottom one as the centering and then lay that down. Oh, thank you, Ashley. Hi, Giovanna. You're here. You're here. Hello. Hello, Una. All right, so that looks good. We're getting there, right? Let's put the cheesecloth away. So then I want to put this piece on top of the red, but I think it needs something else with it. I have a piece of green. This is a gel print. So what if, oh, I think that would look really good as just a little green behind there. So let's get my paper cutter and we'll cut a little piece of this and kind of matte. And it's a book page that is a gel print that I made a while back. I made a whole bunch of red and green and I think some gold that day. And I was digging through my stash and I found them in my Christmas box of Christmas papers and thought, oh, I need to use some of this stuff. So we have a little strip left. We may use that, who knows. All right, so let's add some distress inks to the edges of this page. Okay. Hi, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you to say. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so let's put this piece. It's going to go in the center, and then this is going to go on top of that. What do you think? I think that'll be really pretty. All right, so let's glue these all together. And this was a Christmas card that I cut up. We'll put that in the middle. I like adding, you know, the kit pieces, of course, but then things that I have, like the poinsettia stamp and the holly leaf stamp. And then on the other side, we did the gingerbread man and just different elements, but they all blend well together because they're all Christmas themed. I like that. So this one will go, oh, don't mess up yet. This one will go in here, and then this one will go up here. So we've got cards on this side, and we have a card on this side. Do we need anything else? I think that looks good. All right, so you're probably wondering, why did you put this ribbon on here, Linda? Why did you put that there? Well, I've decided that with my pages, my Franken pages, I cut one to be, oh, let me get my ruler so I can show you. So this was 5.5 inches, okay? And I scored at 1/2 inch, so this makes it 5 inches here. And then on the other side, I haven't quite finished embellishing it, but I started it. I just laid one of my gel print digital images and covered the back side, and then I stitched around the whole thing after I added another strip as a belly band. Okay, that's where we are right now. So what I want to do with this is I want to glue it so that it falls on this side and gives us some additional storage of items. So I'm going to flip this over where I can see it. We're going to center it on the page because it looks like it's just a little bit shorter, but not by much. And I'm going to put glue on this tab and glue it to the back side. Now you could glue it to the front if you want to fold the paper differently so you had a decorative piece. That's perfectly fine to do that. I'm just smoothing this out. And so now this little flap goes back and forth. Got a little piece of thread here. I like it. Okay, so that's going to go there. And I went ahead earlier because I've got another one I'm going to show you, and I just tore the corner out of a journal card basically. And then I stamped the snowflake cluster on top. This is the Christmas Defined. And then this was a paper punch. So I punched the flowers and then I used my scoring tool and a pen and kind of mark on them so they have a little bit of some 3D dimension to it, not a lot. But I went ahead and put a tab to make this into a pocket that we're going to put right here. So I'm just going to glue this down. Right, position this right here and glue it down. I'll give that a moment to dry, so I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. I went ahead and put a belly band here, and my thought was I took a piece of mop-up paper. So this was mopping up a stencil, and I folded it. So I folded in about 1 inch on each side. And then I folded in the corners and I folded this down, so that's probably 1.25 inches, maybe 1.5 inches. I was right, 1.25 inches. And then on the bottom I just folded it a little bit, and then I folded it so that it would meet just below where it's folded at the top. I took one of the fussy cut elements from the planner kit and glued it down so that this could be tucked underneath. Okay, and then over here I stamped the holly postage stamp with gold embossing ink, and I just kind of, I think I did a marker real quick and kind of made some dots. And then this was a scrap of green paper, and I did that same technique where I drag it through the ink pad and then dipped it into gold embossing powder. Then I had a little piece of music. I think this was from a hymnal. The bow is a rubber stamp that I stamped on red paper and did gold embossing powder. And I thought this would be really cute right here. Now I don't know. No, it's not going to fall out. I think it will stay. But I wanted to decorate the band, and I stamped the jumping reindeer on a piece of paper sack with black embossing powder. And I think that looks pretty stinking cute. I will give it some highlight. So I've got my flesh colored watercolor pencil, and I'll come in here and add a little bit to, I don't know, this kind of has a mane, and then I'm going to put a little bit on his nose. And then let's get my water brush. This one has any water in it? Yeah. Just adding a little bit lightens that up just a little bit. Can you see that? Stinking cute! Isn't it cute? All right, so I'm just going to put a little glue on here and then glue him onto the belly band. Now, if you're worried that you might glue your belly band down, you know, if you already have it stuck, but you're not real sure if you got too much glue on your reindeer, well, you could put a piece of like wax paper or parchment paper behind here. You could use one of those craft sheets and then glue it all into place. But I like that. I don't think I had the word reindeer. Maybe that's one that I'll add. I have, let's see. We have cheer. How about cheer? We'll just put cheer. Do we want to put cheer on here? I think we might. Let's try it. All right, so I've got cheer. And I know I have little strips of paper. I try to save them all. I think this one might be big enough. Usually what I'll do is kind of look at it, and if I can see space all the way around it, I know it's big enough. Hey Lisa, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so I've got a little scrap of paper, and I've got the cheer from the cheer quartet. I'm gonna stamp this. I like it. All right, then we'll cut it. And then let's add some distress ink. And let's put the stamp up because, you know, you want to be able to find it again later. Okay. Lay that over there. All right, I want to put a little glue right there. And then right here. Across there. There we go. Now, do I want to just put this in the middle? Because that kind of covers up our reindeer. I could put it above or below. I think maybe, let me see if I have another, a little piece of green. What if we were to put it below, kind of sticking over, but not this whole piece? So I will cut it straight as I can. And let's add some distress ink and decide, do I want to stamp that so it's not so plain? Oh, you know, basically we'll tell you what it means, like exclamation point FFA is to join a free-for-all, and you could win some junk bucks. Junk bucks is exclamation point bucks. What are those? That's a virtual currency that you earn while you're here. When you get to 2,000 junk bucks, you can redeem for a $10 off coupon to my shop. All right, so this is the mistletoe. Mistletoe has white berries, not red berries. I was watching a television show and it had red berries. I'm like, no, that's not mistletoe. Holly has red berries, but not mistletoe. So see how by stamping on that, it just changes the way it looks? Doesn't that make a difference? What else? You got bucks, poke, poke, nudge, nudge. So you can join the raffle by typing exclamation point raffle. And we're going to give away 200 junk bucks, which I just talked about. So you can be well on your way of getting a coupon code. So I think right there where it says cheer, right below it. So I'm going to put a little glue on here and stick that right there. All right, so we're doing the raffle. Y'all get in on that. I've decorated this page, decorated over here, and his legs stick up, but I think that's just what we're going to have to deal with. And I'm going to fold this over. And then I made a pocket here, and I made a little mini journal. So I took the snowman rubber stamp and I stamped him onto a piece of cardstock. It was white cardstock. Then I used the snowflake cluster and sprinkled crystal sparkle glitter embossing powder over the top of it. Then I took some Distress Oxide in speckled egg and a blending brush and went over the embossed images. And then I added a little kind of swirl of the blue down here at the bottom, and then dipped the card in embossing powder, so this part sparkles. And then I used some tulip dimensional fabric paint to go around my little snowman after I did some watercolor pencils to add some color. So all of that is going to fit right there, and then we're going to take the tie and tie this shut, and then that way it won't flop around on us. It'll be a little bit more secure. All right, y'all entered the raffle. Okay, I like it. All right, so this is going to stay over here for now. So what I want to do so that I don't get it bound up in the binding letter is going to just paper clip it over to the side so that when I go to bind it, because I have bound things in the center when I didn't mean to. All right, so the other side, here's the back, is a mop-up page. So this is some linen paper that I had in my stash that I thought we would use on the back. But before I glue it down, maybe I want to stamp on it or I want to add some embellishment. So let's look at what we've got and let's see what we've got for our next prize. I've got a few. Oh, I've got this little bird. And I've got the North Pole sign. And I've got some more of this greenery. So we can make it like he's standing on the... thank you, Lori, for your donation. Thank you so very much. I could even do the poinsettia and the bird. Is that too much? What do you think? All right. And then the North Pole over here. Maybe it needs something else. I don't know. It may not need this, but I've got one. What if we were to put just in the corner here? Can you see that a little better? I think so. All right, so let's add some distress inks to the doily. You love the bird? So that's a little, what is he called? Little bird. That's a rubber stamp. And I stamped him on the paper sack with black embossing powder and then fussy cut him out. Okay, I think what I want to do is move this down a little bit, lay this on here, and see how far up I want it to go. All right, so let's glue the North Pole to the doily where I want it, and then we'll glue the doily down and cut off the excess. All right, so I'll put that right about here. Okay, and then I'll glue this thing down in the corner. Here. All right. Thank you so much, Una, for your donation. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Ruby Lily. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Margie, for your donations today. Okay, I like that. Don't use my fabric scissors to cut paper. So I'm just going to come back here. Cut this part off. Stick that over there. We'll add some distress inks. I think that looks good. Okay. Yay, thank you so much. Okay, love the bird. All right, we're going to do the bird. Let's do the raffle. Okay. All right, we're going to pick the winner of 200 junk bucks, and that winner is Giovanna. Congratulations. All right, so we're going to reset and yes, and go here, and we're going to go. All right. Oh, thank you so much, Eric. How are you? Thank you so much for your donation. All right, so I'm going to give away some metal dies. These are duplicates that I had in my stash. And so this one is butterflies. These are the thin dies. And this one is hearts. And this one is like a pretty edge. Well, these are what you call edge dies. So you line it up on the edge of your paper. I'll just get a little piece of paper. So if you wanted that pattern to be here, and when you die cut it, this part up here will be that edge. So I have 2 sets of these. So I will, in the spirit of Christmas, I will give 2 of these sets away. There's 3 different ones. All right, so we're going to go over here and I think put down, I think like that. I think I kind of like that little bit of a grouping there. I like it. I like it? All right. Well, get in on the raffle and you can win those. It's funny, I hardly use my die machine. I need to clean and change again because I have things piled over here to the side that y'all don't see so I can use it. And what happens is that is right in front of my die cutting machine. So I forget to use it. So I have to clean everything off my desk in order to use it. I like that. Okay. You're managing. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for a little while. I hope that your day is brightened just from hanging out here with others that love junk journals. All right, so we're just going to put this guy right here and glue that on top. Let's see if I already have something where I got journal. How about that? Not upside down. Maybe if we put journal right here beside it. That's from this journal quartet, small journal quartet. I can't remember how I have it labeled. But if you think you do journal quartet, you'll find it. And so this is Tea Tiny. I think we'll just put it right there. I like it. All right, drink of water. I think what I'm ready to do now is to attach these to each other. What I was thinking of doing was making it so that there was a pocket. I don't want to put it on this side because it's so bulky. So I think what I'm going to do is glue this side completely down and then leave an opening here so we can have a pocket on the other side. How's that? So I'm going to come right here. This is the middle. And we're going to go across the top here. And the bottom. And then we're just going to fill in this whole side over here and glue that down. Now, if you're working with an already made journal, you could always glue these pages on top of your journal pages that are in the book. Just know it is going to make your journal very bulky if you do that. So you may want to remove a few pages out of your journal. All right, so I'm just trying to line this up. Thank you so much, Suzanne, for your donation. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I greatly appreciate you. All right, so I'm just going to smooth it out. All right, my little bird's foot is coming up, so I'm going to put a little drop of glue on there. There, all right. Smooth it out. So this is going to be the center of my journal. So this one is open, okay? We just got to let it dry. All right, so this is going to be the center. I'm going to go ahead and fold it. So that will be the page after. Oh, thank you, Rhonda, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's one chunky page. All right, let's put this right here for a minute. And, okay. All right, so I wanted to make something that may be a little unusual. Henry's aunt came to see us for Thanksgiving, and she gave me a whole bag. In fact, I still have the bag here. She gave me a whole little bag of cards and whatnot. Well, this is the whatnot. It was a, what is it called? A memory obituary memoriam that you have for some service. And so it has the lady's her eulogy on the inside. It was 2 pieces. I cut it in half. But I don't know if y'all could see that it's embossed. It has a real pretty little pattern. And I thought, well, if I fold it in half, I can make this into a journaling card. I need to do something about this, and I needed to do something about that. So I've got my distress inks here. And what I want to do is add some distress inks to the edge. And then I'm just going to lightly run this dauber over the raised areas, just so you can see it a little better. It also kind of ages it. I don't know if you can see that. I've got to get the camera just right on there. All right, so I'll just add some distress inks. I'm going to flip it over. And this has some on this side as well. Oh, thank you so much, Nadine, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, and I'll come down the center. All right, so I have the outside started, and then for the inside I have a piece of coffee dyed paper, and I think I like the way that corner looks, so I'm going to put this across the bottom here, and I'll just glue this directly to that coffee dyed paper. And I'm using a very thin amount of glue. You don't have to go crazy here. Okay. So I want to put this way. So I'm going to line it up with the edge just so I don't have to cut it as much. I can just cut it in 2 sides instead of all 4. Okay, and then I'll get my bone folder and use that to push that glue out to the edge and smooth it out. If you're using really thin paper, then use a thicker piece of paper on the other side so that you can scrape on that side, or lay another piece of paper on top of your whole project before you start using your bone folder to smooth it out so it doesn't rip on you. All right. Aw, sorry for your loss. It's hard. I know Mom's been gone now, and I still want to call her, and I think about her. So I understand. All right, so I'm just going to line this up with my paper cutter, and I'll cut off this excess. Stuck to my paper cutter. All right, so that's going to be the inside. And why don't I go ahead and put some distress inks on the inside. So now you can't see on the inside that it was a eulogy. So this person lives on in someone else's journal planner, and they don't even know it. All right. Try to make sure that glue is dry before I fold it. So I want to fold this over. I'll make sure I smooth that inside as well. Okay. So then my thought was I would just kind of do a little collage. These were all little pieces that I had on my desk. So first I have a doily. And my thought was if I glue the doily down where it kind of comes over the backside, it covers this piece up. And then it adds just a little bit of decoration that you'll kind of see peek from the back as well as the front. So just another way to recycle items that you may already have. Okay. All right. You can kind of still see the text underneath. If that bothers you, you could always, you know, swipe it with a little bit of acrylic paint before you put anything down. That'll help tone it down. But I know I've got some pieces here that I think I can use. So I was thinking maybe this piece can go up there, and then maybe this piece, do I want it? I think I like that. So let me add some distress inks to this green, because I don't think I did that already. Looks like I did on the red and white piece here, which is a copy or a digital download of one of my gel prints. So I think you can do, I don't know if I have Christmas gel prints. If you go to my gel prints, just by searching that on my website, you'll see all the gel prints that I have. All right, so I think we're going to glue this piece down first. Again, I'm just using a really thin amount. And it feels good to use up these scraps that I've had too. All right, so just put that close to the top so it kind of covers up the text. And I think I want this piece, well, I was going to put it under there, wasn't I? I still can. All right, let's do that. It's another good thing about not putting a ton of glue. You can move things around a little bit. So I'll put that right about there. I want it to come in so you're not right on top of the embossed part. Glue that down. And then I think this piece can go right in here. Come down just a smidge so you see the top of the doily there. And then memories right in the middle. Okay, so this is another rubber stamp that I did on a scrap. But just to help save time, I tried to have things ready ahead of time. Okay, I like that. Memories. Do we need to put something on the inside? How about we just stamp the inside? I've got the mistletoe stamp. So I'll just put a little right in the corner and maybe over here. So it's not plain, you know, it kind of makes you think that it was like stationery that you used. I like it. Put the stamp back. All right, so that is going to go, here's my some of the printed planner pages. So I've got one of the printed planner pages, and I tore another piece of cardstock. I just came in here and tore it, and then I went around the edge with some distress inks, and I want to make that a pocket, but I think I want to stamp on it. We've got the red. How about if we stamp it with gold embossing powder, so you'll see those snowflakes. So I'm just going to get out my embossing powder and my ink pad. So we'll stamp this. And we'll stamp it a few times. So I'm going to start at the top, and I can kind of see, Versamark kind of leaves a mark so you can kind of see it. It may be hard for y'all to see it, but I can barely see it faintly. All right, put this away. I'll take this piece and we'll poke it down in the embossing powder. On this side, and then I'm just going to turn it over and tap it, and then now the embossing powder has stuck to the images. Let's put the embossing powder away, and I do recommend that you clean your stamps if you use embossing inks or distress oxide inks, because they do build up on your stamp. So I'm just going to wipe that off really fast. I just sprayed a little bit of rubbing alcohol, but you could use thieves cleaner, a little bit of water and soap. All right, put that over here, back where you belong. And we're going to heat this. You totally missed it. Oh my goodness. So I just did gold embossing powder over the snowflake cluster on a red piece of cardstock. Thank you, Robin. It will be a subscription, but you can go back in and cancel the subscription once you've got it downloaded, so it won't renew. My next subscription won't come out until April of next year, because I am bringing down the number of subscriptions I do a year. So it'll be a long time before the next one comes out. And it's okay if you change your mind. Okay, I like that. So that's going to go in the corner here. I didn't add the strips to the back side. So I'm just going to grab a book page and cut a couple of strips. Did that answer your question? You can cancel at any time. If it's already billed you in the process of your renewal and you wanted to cancel, you have to do it before it takes your money. But you can cancel right after that. I had a lady that said this was a gift for her daughter, and her daughter has too many now, so she was done with subscriptions for a while. I said, well, she's going to get this kit, but then she'll be canceled. All right, so I'm just putting little strips of paper on the back side so I have the full use of that piece as my corner little pocket. Just put a little bit of glue. And then I like to lay the edge of the paper in the glue and then slide it over, so it kind of gets that leading edge glued all the way down. Because if you don't, then whatever you put in your pocket can catch on it. So it's kind of good to smooth that out. You're very welcome. All right, so I'm just cutting this at an angle. So we have this little piece that we just made. Slide over for me. Trash. Back in the bin. All right, so then we're going to fold this up. This out of the way. Oh yeah, I don't need that right now. And then fold this up out of the way. So this is going to go here, and this will go behind it. Okay, but do we need something else on here? I was going to look in the little elements. How about that? I think that would be really cute glued on there. I mean, yes, I know it covers up our snowflakes a little bit, but I think it's just kind of cute. So I'm going to glue this down the side here. So I'm just kind of push it over just a little bit. And I also want to make sure that this tab on the front or the back is back, so it's not poking through the front. Okay, so then this will be glued onto the journal page that's part of the printed portion of the kit. Okay, so we'll put that right here. And then this is going to go in the pocket. You see that? Yeah, I understand, and that's perfectly fine. So you can get the digital download. You can get all 3 journal kits, plus you'll get the digital version of the mini kit. You get the thank you notes. You can get all of that for $24.99. All right, so that's going to go there. I went ahead and added tabs to the pages just so it was done ahead of time. I have a paper punch, so I just punched the little tabs and then I started gluing them down. Here I used another paper punch and made the little poinsettia, and then I used the holly leaf, which was stamped on green paper, and then stamped the word journal. On this page, I used one of the planner journal cards and then made an altered paper clip. I just kept it really simple. I pulled through a piece of fabric with a little piece of some eyelash trim. You get the eyelash trim in the subscription box, and I wished I would have seen this red because you would have got it, but instead you got green. So that'll go there. Here I made a pocket. So this was a piece of green cardstock. I had like 20 sheets of 5.5 by 8.5 pieces of cardstock, green cardstock cut already. So I've been trying to use it up. Here is a book page. It's a mop-up. I stamped the jumping reindeer, and then I kind of went around him with some watercolor pencils and a marker. Couldn't get my word out. Stamped the word December and then layered it. And then this is the gusset of the paper sack. So where that natural fold is where it would be in the sack. And I just turned that into a to-do list. So you can take that with you if you want. I did another to-do list. This time I stamped the checkoff list below. I stamped the mistletoe at the top. I used watercolor pencils to color it in. And then I used my tulip dimensional fabric paint to put little dots. And then I added the to-do list to a scrap of paper and layered that on top. The pocket was a piece of cardstock. I don't know where it came from. It might be a Canvas Corp Brands, I don't know. The rubber stamp image is in my shop. It's Christmas defined. And then I used another doily. Can you believe it? Did another fabric paper clip, and then we start going the other direction. So I did the Christmas defined up here on a scrap of the mop-up paper. Here I took the same paper but added journal on top. I had some scrapbook paper left over, so I made one simple little journal card. It doesn't say anything on there. We could add something. You know, I've got, I don't know if this is big enough, but this one might be. I don't know if I like that shade of green, but I do have Merry Christmas. I have that word. So, what if we were to stamp Merry Christmas on here? Should we do it in gold ink? Gold embossing powder? Why not? So lay this here, get my, let's see if we like it. If we don't like it, you know what? There's 2 sides to a piece of paper, so we can always flip it over. Okay. Dip it into the powder. Now the doilies are popular today. Thank you, Janice. I love that reindeer. He's a fun reindeer. I had to have him as a rubber stamp. Okay, I like that. Let's see how this looks when I heat it up, if it stands out enough. Okay. Heat it up, heat it up. Almost there. You got to watch it, because if you heat it too long, it'll just melt right down into the page and it won't be raised. All right, can you see that it says Merry Christmas? Clean my stamp off and put it away. Stay, I say, stay. Stay. All right, let's cut this. And let's add some distress inks to the edges. You needed those 60 bucks, didn't you, Margie? You're just gonna go broke any day now. Margie's been watching me a long time. She plays all the games. She has one junk box, and she has accumulated a bunch. I think she may have the most compared to me. And maybe Robin. Robin has a few. She uses them though. All right. So I was thinking of putting that just on the top, just for something a little different. Glue that down. Oh, you know what we could do? Where did I see that? Before I glue it down. I'm gonna add a few dots of glue. Oh, stay. Please stay. Okay. Oh, I gotta get it. Ah! I gotta get it straight. Okay, I think that turned out pretty cute. I could have put another piece on the other side, but I think that's good. You see a little bit of that doily? You like to be a collector? Yeah, you probably, because you've used yours. Oh, you got 4,700. All right, so that's going to go in the pocket. And then I had some music fabric, and so I glued it to the top. You know what I didn't do? I haven't sewn that. So let's go over to, where'd it go? Where's the lamb? What happened to the lamb? He's gone. I was going to tell you, sewing lamb, Cam. Oh, here he is. I found him. He was blending in. We're going to stitch right across here. I glued it, but I forgot to sew it. So we'll do that real fast. Remember, when you are sewing through paper, that you want the glue to be dry because you don't want it to gum up your sewing machine. So there it is. It's not perfect sewing, but it's sewing. And then here in the corner, I used some red cardstock and I stamped the candy cane in white embossing ink or powder, and then I stamped the word candy cane on top. And I thought that would be super cute right in here. Another one of the poinsettias that I made. This says very important. It was a rubber stamp that I layered. I made another little pocket, so this time I stamped on some green cardstock with the black ink holly leaves, then put the poinsettia, and I put a little bit of some green cheesecloth behind there, and then one of the journal cards. And then here, this is a card I made last year actually. I used the swirling vine, I think is what it's called, or leaves, curling leaves, I don't remember. And then these are some Christmas ornaments. Stamps. So it says hanging ornaments. There's 4 separate stamps that you can use independently if you want. And I just stamped them, and then I colored them with Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. So I thought that would be good there. So these are the planner pages. I wanted to reinforce the front cover, but I don't want to cover up on the outside. So I used my label punch, and I'm going to cut this in half. And I want to find the center of my journal here. So I'll go right about there. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. So right about here would be the center. So I'm going to put glue on this piece. And then put it right in the center up against the edge. Okay, I'm going to flip this around. I've already added some distress inks to the piece, so I'm not going to worry about adding more. But I want this to dry on here. So using this as a guide, kind of line them up. There we go. So I just lined it up on this side and then closed it. So what I want to do is let this dry. Then I'm going to punch a hole in both, so I'll do it at the same time. And then we will take some fabric and create a tie, or we'll use some ribbon. I've got some pretty ribbon here, and I've been thinking about this ribbon, so we'll see in a moment. But I wanted to get that started. I'm going to set this aside with the printed pages, and then let's make a few more decorative pages to go in the journal. Okay. So how many do I need? I forgot already. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's 6. So if I did this right, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is going to be our center. So that's going to be in the dead center of our journal. So what I'm wanting to do is put something in between each of the printed pages in this journal. This is going to be fluffy. Look at this already. It's already fluffy. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, do I want to use, I guess we could use the sheet music. Or do I want to use this pocket page? I think I want to use this pocket page. And do I want to take out I was going to use this paper sack. I think we'll use it instead of the coffee dyed paper. There we go. Okay. Because I only needed 5. This is handmade paper that I made. I had a workshop and we made paper. This is one of them. So it's almost like a cardstock weight. And then we've got these other pieces. So this one, it needs something. And I think it needs a pocket. So what if we were to put one of the kit pockets on this page? Like the red, that is from a paper sack. That was a red paper sack that I cut up. I happened to find it in my Christmas stash. Okay, I've got a couple of journal cards here. I think that would look good in there. I think it's time to dump out all the little pieces so I can see what I need. So I'm going to need one more pocket at least, because I've got 4 more journaling cards. We can make some journaling cards with little tabs. These are from the kit. Oh, look at this. What if we did the gingerbread man with the candy cane, like he's holding it? Something like that. Would that be kind of cute on there? I think it would be. I do have another bird. Okay, well, we got a few little things here that we can use. So let's scooch this over out of the way for a moment. You know what? We may use the coffee dyed paper to create some writing space. So let's glue down the pocket. I was trying to decide, you know, what can I put in this journal? I don't want it to be too bulky. Of course, here I go, adding all kinds of pockets, but we'll limit it on some of the pages. So we've got lots of writing space. You like that? The gingerbread holding the candy cane? I think that's cute. All right, so we'll put him here, kind of holding the candy cane. Kind of put him at an angle just a little bit. And like that. That's cute. All right, so this is going to go in the pocket here. That looks cute. All right, so let's open this up. Now I saw a strip of paper that I thought maybe we'll use on the page. So I'm going to add some distress inks to it. I may not use it as a strip all the way across. I'm contemplating. I think what I want to do is use this coffee dyed paper to make some writing space. So I'm going to grab my metal ruler here, and we're going to take off about an inch. Because I don't want to cover up all of the sheet music. And I like that it does create some little strips that I can use later on for something. So what if we were to put these on the pages and maybe cut one of these in half? Let's see. And just kind of do a collage of papers. So maybe put this here. And we've got, I have some of the candy cane, but I also have this green. And I can show you how I put the flowers together. That's what we'll do. All right, so the first thing I do with these little paper flowers is I punch them, and then I added some distress inks. And I'm going to come in here and just make some little marks that kind of mimic the veining, that's veining, not vining, veining in the flower. Now if you have a small poinsettia stamp, of course you could use that. And then I've got a piece of fun foam here, and this is a stylus, and what I'll do is I'll come down the center of each petal, which gives it depth, I guess you could say, and then I'm going to come in the center and squish that out a little bit, and I'm going to repeat that. Band hammers. Band hammer. Oh great, let's block them again. I just love how social medias can basically censor us for what we think, you know, what our thoughts are, but they'll allow a porn site free reign. Okay. I've got some yellow paper here, and I've got another little punch that has kind of like the center of a flower. This is from Punch Bunch. I've had it for a really long time. I don't know if they still sell them. I know that I've seen Punch Bunch on the internet, but I don't know if they still are active business right now. All right, so I'm just going to use a little bit of distress inks on the yellow piece and put a drop of glue on one flower and then stack it on the other flower, and then I'll put a drop of glue in the center and put the centerpiece down. And then we've got a little flower that I can then add to the green. So I'm just going to lay that there for a moment. Let's see what other paper I have here. I don't want to cover up the music too much. So if we put this in about the same spot. And I saw a fussy cut. We have this little says notes. We could use some red fabric behind it. So let me get that. How about that? Does that look good? I'll put some distress inks on the pieces there. Oh. Okay, let's go here. You know. Oh, I'm sorry, Robin. It's so slow. I should have come over when you said that your keyboard wasn't working, just let you borrow mine. I have an extra here. All right, so this piece will go here. And then this piece will go over here. I think that'll be good. I think it doesn't need a whole lot of decoration. Lists? Naughty or nice? No. Yo! Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. That's a lot of junk bucks you won there, Erica. All right, I think we're going to glue this down. Like so. So put it right about there. And then we'll put this down on top. Kind of. Put that right here. And then we'll put this on top. So we'll glue this down. How's that? That looks pretty cute, doesn't it? I think my husband is home. Either that or Hercules just did something. Henry, are you here? Well, I guess if it's a stranger, they probably wouldn't yell out, would they? Yay! You just got your kit. Yay! Well, I hope you enjoy having it. That you get some inspiration out of today and make your own version of a journal. Okay. And it's perfect timing, huh? Got your kit today. I know you do the digital planner, I think, if I remember correctly. All right, so let's put this one right there. Maybe I'll put the red one instead. I think so. So it's not all green, green, green. Slide that there. And I'll still use the red here. I think that'll look good. Robin is sneaking in the house. Go check, Julie says. Don't worry, it's probably Henry. And he just didn't want us to come in and say anything. He does that sometimes. Either that or something just fell. I don't have anything that a bad guy would want, really, unless it's craft supplies. Our television is ancient. And we don't even know. Okay, I guess we do have the remote for it. There for a while we didn't have a remote for our main television, and so we had like a universal remote. Okay, I like that. All right, then we need to put something over here. I have some more journal cards, so maybe another pocket. I'm digging through my stash to see what I find. I've got this little strip. And I have a bigger strip. Let's see. I have this piece. Would that work behind here? It would. So let's do this. I will choose side. I think I want that way. So I'm going to trim this upper piece off. Let's see. Right about there. So we'll just make a little decorative pocket, and maybe we'll even put it higher up on the page. We'll see. Just because I want to be able to maybe, I don't know, add a little something else. We'll get some distress inks now. The craft supply gang is on prowl. They're gonna get me. Y'all enter the raffle if you haven't already. Let's add some distress inks. I think we're gonna go to the sewing machine again and stitch around this. I think I want to stamp on the green piece. Let's use the pine. So this is the pine from the apothecary set. So if you type in pine, I like it because it's got these little needles, and if you turn it just right, you can get a pine cone. All right, so I just stamped around that. Put the stamp back so it's out of the way. So then we'll lay this on top. And see how that just changes? You know, here it is without it. Here it is with it. It makes a big difference, doesn't it? All right, let's glue this down the middle. And we're going to go to the sewing machine and stitch it down. You've got buddy goats, my quiet ones. They can get loud. Oreo got very rambunctious on Thanksgiving Day, and we had to put him in the bedroom because he just kept barking. He's blind, so he would hear noises and voices that aren't ours, and he would start barking. He wouldn't stop. Uh-oh, it's okay. Don't have to worry about the links. All right, let's go to the sewing cam real fast, and then we'll do the giveaway here in just a moment of the dies. I'm just going to stitch around this outside edge. That's why I only put glue down the middle. When I get to a corner, if I'm going to continue on, I'll leave my presser foot down, but leave the needle down. That's what I meant to say. And then raise the presser foot, and then I can rotate it, and then I'll continue on. Makes it easier to make a corner. I was going through my wrapping paper, and this little wrapping paper here with the holly leaves right here, I don't have any of that left. I'm kind of sad. I've used it all up. Oh, I hear a dog in the other room. Yeah, Oreo has a loud bark. He can really get excited. All right, I'm going to trim. That may be enough, but you know if it's not, I'll have it done. All right, I'm going ahead and add some papers to the back to ensure that it is deep enough for my journal cards. Keep them in so they don't fall out. Okay. Y'all enter the raffle. We're going to give away 2 sets of dies. I can't believe it's already 5:30. Wow, time sure flies. We're going to have to hurry and just add a few little embellishments to the other pages. What I may do, we haven't done a lot of stenciling, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Then glue down this side. I don't think this one's big enough. Oh, it is. Okay, we can use that. All right. Cut this at an angle. Okay. Okay. Still love that little guy. He's blind as a bat. All right, we'll put this here in the middle. What are y'all having for dinner or breakfast in Julie's case, since she's down under? All righty, we'll put this here. And I think that would be really cute. I may do it up just a little bit on the page, just so that's kind of centered from top to bottom. And it shifts the bulk in the journal so it's not always at the bottom or always at the top. Okay, so right about there. And you can see the music. The library card is a rubber stamp that I have in my shop. You know what I didn't do is I didn't stamp on there, so let's put Christmas. Christmas. This is from the December Words Quartet. December Words Quartet. I'm going to stamp that right here. Just say Christmas. Here we go. And then let's put maybe that green in there. Or I saw a red. I've got a red here. Let's cut it in half. So this is a 5.5 by 4 3/4. So I'm going to cut it at 2 3/4. And then that would go in here. It makes a nice pretty red, doesn't it? It just really pops. Let's add some distress inks. Maybe a piece of fabric. Oh, I dropped my ink pad. All right, we gotta hurry. So let's see, maybe let's put that there. Oh, I know what we can do. We can glue one of these little tabs to the top. This one with the green. How if we put that? That's kind of cute on there, isn't it? Sketty. I haven't had sketty in a while. Garlic Parmesan chicken wings. Ooh. Now I'd like them if they were drumsticks. Chicken wings are expensive. I think it's ridiculous that you pay so much for what used to be a trash part of the bird, and now it's like a delicacy. Okay, I like that. We've got cards over here. Okay, that'll be good. All right. You know, this really pretty paper, I don't want to mess it up. So what if we were to just put a little brown bird in the corner? And maybe we'll stamp, oh, I know what we can stamp. Let's stamp the Christmas tree. Let's stamp the Christmas tree. So I've got, this one's called Sketched Christmas Tree. Oh, I didn't get that stuck. Stay with me. Let's stamp this guy because we've got the green paper and it's thick enough that it should not bleed through to the other side. We'll just stamp that in the corner. Just gives a little decoration in the corner. All right, so what do we want to put on this side? How about the Christmas defined? We'll put that up here at the top. All right, we'll do the raffle. Oh, it's a little crooked, but that's okay. Let's stamp the present. I think I called it gift. I think it's called gift. Yeah, gift. Let's put the gift. There. Don't drop it again. All right. Let's pick a winner. My chair is sliding away from me. Okay. You put carpet squares in your studio so you have a major spillage. Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. I ripped up the carpet in mine. It's concrete. I completely ripped it up. I was like, you know, I'm not going to worry about the flooring in here. I'm not that fancy. All right, let's do the giveaway. I've got 2 sets of these dies. So if you have a die cutting machine, this will be perfect time to get in on this raffle. And the winner of the first set is Art by Una. Hey Una, if you would, please go over to my website at lindaisrael.com and create a user account, and then make sure that you message me and tell me who you are on YouTube, and with your mailing address that is in the user account. That way I can send this to you. If you're unable to create a user account, just send me a message with all of your details and I'll get that sent to you. So that's the first one, Una. All right. Yay! The second winner is Julie Parker. Well, I just sent a package to you, Julie, so it may be a little while before I send those out. Congratulations. All righty. What do I want to do now? Oh, okay. Jennifer, Mrs. Edmondson, sent me a few things, so I think that's what we'll do. We'll do these 2 little things. She gave me a few things when she came for a workshop, on the paper making workshop. I thought that was super sweet of her. So these are like, I don't know if they're stickers or if they're acetate, but they're really pretty. And then this is a paper pad, 6x6, with coordinating. It's 12 sheets, 12 designs, 1 per sheet. Oh, it's got little horses on it. I should have kept it. Anyhow, I'm going to pass it along. So that will be our next raffle. You can wait till the next sub box. There you go. All right, let's reset that. I may send it because it's cheaper to send it in a flat envelope, Julie. All right, so this is, I think we'll do paper, pad, and stickers. That's what I think they are. They might be acetate, but I'm going to call them stickers. So everybody can enter the raffle. This will probably be the last free raffle before we do the journal. All right. We added something to that page. I have a piece of brown here, and I have a stencil. So I'm thinking that maybe what we'll do is I will use either like a gold. Yeah, let's see what I have here. I have the Vintage Glow, and what that should do is put a golden hue on here. And then what I'll do is I'll mop up with this paper sack, probably on this side because it's not glossy. So you want to make sure you shake up your Tattered Angels that there's not any glimmer at the bottom, and then I'm just spraying it over the whole stencil. That's a lot too. I did a lot. And now I'm going to take this piece of paper and line it up as best I can with the stencil below, and then press it into place on top of the stencil. And what that's going to do is mop up the Tattered Angels. So you're spraying the Tattered Angels through the stencil on the other paper, and then on this side you're mopping it up so that you get a pattern. Do you see the pattern? That'll dry, it'll look really cool. And then we'll pull this up, and then we've got a pattern in the background there. You see the snowflakes? I'm going to flip this over. What do I want to put on this side? This is from the Christmas Dreams set, and it has a little bit of red tattered angels on it, I know. I think what I want to do is mop up a page. So I'm looking for something that I can use. Ooh, I've got this ivory. All right, so I'm going to spray it again. I'm using that same gold Vintage Glow. And there's going to be a little bit of red on top of here. So when I lay this text weight ivory, it should be a red and gold hue. Okay, got a little bit on my hand. And I think I'm just going to spray this side, just so when I want to use it again, which next week I plan to make a journal out of all the leftover bits and pieces I have. I've got a few over here, so we're just going to put a few things together. Oh, I think that turned out pretty cool. And you see the pattern there? I turn it just right. It's a little damp, so I'm going to use my heat tool to dry it a little bit. I'll dry this one too. It turned out a little different. It's got a different look here. I'm thinking what I might do is get some Distress ink and get this stencil back out. Do 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 do. All right, I like the way that looks. It's just got some pretty gold in the background. Isn't that neat for the paper sack? All right, so here I'm going to clean off my stencil a little bit more. It still had a little bit on it. And I'm going to get my Distress ink. And what I want to do is I'm looking. All right, so this is where it lines up, I think. I want this to be a little bit more defined. So I'm going to use Distress ink Walnut Stain and come in here and gently. So it'll add just a little bit. Okay. If I re-inked it again, it would be a lot darker. I'm just concentrating. You have 7. You have to purchase something else with it because the coupon is good for purchases of $10 or more. So, in theory, yes, you can put 1 Tattered Angels in your cart, but you're also going to need to add something else. Okay, that looks good. So now you can see a little better define. Oh, well, maybe you guys can't, but I can. I've got the snowflake cluster here. And I'm getting an acrylic block. And I'm getting my archival ink. I'm going to stamp that in the corner. Oh yeah, I like that. I'll go ahead and do it on the inside too. Why not? adds a little bit more to it. Got it? Hey, Cricket, hello. Oh no. Okay, I like that. And let's go back to this guy for a moment. It's got some pretty gold. I love it. Do we want to go ahead and stamp directly? Yeah, let's stamp directly. Oh, you know what I haven't stamped this time? I haven't stamped the gnomes. I've got the little gnomes. So let's stamp those. I'll put one here. That's cute! And then I'll put another one on the other side over here. So these are gnomes, 1 and 3. This is number 3, and then this one is number 1. Cute! Let's just add a little bit there. Cricket! All right, let's see what we want to stamp on this side. And oh, I haven't stamped this one today. Oh, I didn't put that one back so I could use the block. This is the Christmas Flourish. I think I'll stamp it right at the top. Make sure I've got it at the top. Make sure I got this right side up. And stamp that there. I like it. And let's get a bigger block. And now I have the Christmas word tree. So I'm going to flip this over. And I think I want to put it, let's put it down here in this corner. And remember, when you're stamping, to hold it firmly, let the ink transfer to your paper. Don't rock your stamp. Don't rock the boat, baby. Don't throw your stamp on the floor either. Okay. All right, I like that one. What do we got left? So I have some scrapbook paper that I turned into a page. I have 2 candy canes left. A couple of square journal cards, and then I've got the little tabs. So I'm thinking, I don't think I have one that says candy cane, or do? Oh, I do have candy cane. That's part of the Snowman Quartet. I have candy cane, and I think maybe the scrap will work. I may need another one. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp candy cane. Oh, I didn't get it very good. Let's see if I can do it one more time. All right, that one works. Cut this apart. It's getting hot in here. So that would be kind of cute, wouldn't it? Candy cane. And I already have this one. It's crooked, but I already have it. So let's stamp the gingerbread man. I thought I had, and I do, another scrap of this paper sack. So I'm just going to stamp him, and kind of where this wedge is, so I don't have the fold. Cute! All right, so let's just quickly fussy cut that out. Well, are y'all ready for Christmas? I think we may have family over to eat. And again, I don't buy gifts anymore, and I tell my friends and family don't buy me anything because I don't need anything. I just like getting together and hanging out. I do have a workshop Sunday, December the 4th. So if you'd like to come, I have a Facebook event, or you can message me. I'll give you the address. It's at our shop. We're going to be working on the Christmas Wishes subscription box. So if you have one, you want to bring it with you. Plus you cut your elements, so those will be ready. All right, let's put this back. Let's put this back. All right, so let's add some distress inks to our pieces. And then we can put it on the journal page here. So you can use, rubber stamps and stencils to decorate your pages. All right, those are already done. All right, so I think what I want to do is put the gingerbread on here, and then just put gingerbread beside it. Cold and wet. It's too early for your spring, isn't it? We've been a little cold here. I went outside earlier and I went, whoop, I'm going back inside. Hercules didn't want to stay outside either. Now let's put candy cane like that. Ah, dropped it. Using all the scraps. All right, so then on this side, I used the Romantic Flourish stencil, which now I've put up. Is this it? Here it is. Romantic Flourish stencil. So here's the stencil pattern. Do it where you can see it. And I use the Brilliance ink pad because it's gold and it's kind of a metallic look to it. So if you have a metallic ink pad, you can use that. You could also use Tattered Angels with it. You have your first snow of the season. All right, so I'm going to put Christmas lists, and we've got these pieces. I've got a couple more. I was looking for a bigger one. Let's see if I've got a taller card. I do, right here. All right, let's do a card out of that real fast. Let's add some distress inks to it. It's an ivory card. This came in the subscription box this time. You get one of these. I think I want to stencil on here. Let's see if I can find the stencil I want to use. Probably not. It's usually how it goes. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go back to January Artistic Stencil Club and look for this one, which I believe that is it. Move this out of the way. All right, so what do I want to do? I think I'm going to spray this. So I'm going to lay this in here. And I'm going to use that same Vintage Glow. You know what? Let's grab another one. And I'm just going to lay it on top. And then I'll just lay another piece of paper to mop up the rest of that Tattered Angels. So there's the mop up. And then then there's what it looks like when you spray through the stencil. So you get two different patterns. It barely fits, but it fits. Okay, so we need something up here. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I haven't used the Christmas lights border. So where's my border block? Got my border block. A little scrap here. Let's stamp that right across the top. Like that. And then I'll get my red and green. That is pink. Where is the red? Can't ever find the red when I want it. Now this one's called Red Poppy, so that'll work. So, and green, and red, red and green, and green and red, and green and red, and green and red. I'm just using watercolor pencils real fast. And then I'll grab my brush that I think is dry. Do all the red ones. Clean the brush. Do the green ones. Like so. No, you can use it on discounted things, Lori. When you put it in your cart, it'll tell you. The discounts are stacked on top of your coupon code. So if you have a subscription with me or you are a YouTube donator, you get a discount on almost everything in my shop. Then if you get a coupon code and you put it in, then you get the discount, okay? So you get both. It's just the kits, the Tattered Angels kits, you can't use a coupon. And the t-shirts can't use a coupon. Gift cards, and then the subscription box. Because the subscription box is a recurring thing. And if you use a coupon code, it won't allow that coupon code to be duplicated each time. So I have to turn it off. All right. I think this one, I want to put a little color on it. Using the scraps. So I'm going to glue this down. All right, so we're at a point now that I'm going to get all the pages and bind them together to make the cover. I do need to put the tie on the cover. I don't have little thingies left. What do I want to use? I have a bunch of these guys. I'm going to put this one in here and that on top. This one doesn't have the red berries on it, so I think what I'm going to do is make another little poinsettia. So I'm just grabbing my pen. So we'll mark and mark. Okay. Okay, what are y'all doing? You get a car. Everybody gets a car. You're very welcome, Lori. But it will tell you if it cannot apply the coupon to an item if you have it in your cart. So you just kind of have to plug it in and it will save it. So it's not like you're going to lose that coupon code. You may have to enter it again. All right, I like those. And so I need the yellow. And one little piece of paper is going a long way to make these little poinsettias. All right, let's stack them together. So yeah, you get discounts from subscription items, from being a YouTube donator. If you buy, I have an online workshop. I need to do a new one. It's about time. So I was thinking putting that right there, just for something pretty. Okay. I'm in the zone. What am I supposed to be doing? Oh dear. All right. Join us for the last raffle. I'm going to put that right there. Put things where they belong, and you can find them again another day. All right. And then this one will go over here. I was keeping it really simple. You could add other things to it if you so choose, but I like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stack all the pages together. Yeah, I had some leftover bits. I'm just going to pick them all up, and I have a tray that I put over here so I could put everything on it. And then I can move the tray out of the way. Look at there. Like that. I instantly cleaned my desk. Uh-oh. Get them knees working. Got to lubricate them. Okay. This life has been difficult. Sitting on your couch and not napping is not a thing in my world. Stay awake, Robin. We're almost done. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is kind of alternate my pages here. So this is the dead center, and I have a journal page. So let's look. I think we can go with this one. And then I've got the printed journal page here. And I'm going to put this green one in. Then a printed journal page. Let's do the red. No, let's do the sheet music. Yeah, I like that. I was trying to see how that comes together. Yep, that looks good. All right. And then we'll do, and then we'll do, and then we'll do. All right, so before I put my cover on, what I want to do now is grab my punch. So this is a slot ID punch, and I want to line this up, making sure I've got it in the center here and right on the edge. So I just punched through all of it, so this piece in the inside will reinforce it. And I'm kind of thinking that I like this ribbon. I know it will crinkle a little bit, but I think that would be really cute on here to tie with. So what did I do with my fabric scissors? So what's that? Let's go a little bit longer just in case. And we'll fold it in half. So we kind of get a little angle going on. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop this through. Do it the right way. And fold it over. And I'm going to put just I don't want to use that glue because it won't stick. But I'm going to use a little bit of some Fabri-Tac glue with this ribbon. And fold it over onto itself and hold it there for a moment. I'll put an acrylic block on it. And I'm going to repeat that on this side. So just kind of pop that through. Fold it down. Ooh, that's a big glob. And fold this over. All right, we'll give that a moment to stick. And then what I'm going to do is go over to the sewing machine and stitch across there. What's nice about the Fabri-Tac glue, it usually dries pretty quick. Do the moonwalk. Okay. Walking backwards, yeah? Helps your lees. All right, I get the glue to dry. All right, so I showed you all different ways of using different things. Oh, let's go ahead while we're waiting on this glue to dry, and we'll make a little book plate, if you will. It says just journal made by. This might work. This was just a piece of that greeting card. It's not too slick. If not, we'll just use the other side. Okay, this journal made by, I'm just going to stamp that in the upper corner and try not to let the stamp slide at all. All right. It's on there. Now it might smear, so I want to be careful with it, but I'm going to grab my pen and sign it. Try to hold it. And this is 11/28/2022. All right, we'll add some distress inks to the edge of that, and we'll glue that in the back of our journal. Then we'll bind the pages together, and we'll do a final flip through. How's that? Okay. Can't see ya. All right. So, making sure, all right, that's the front. I'm going to put this guy right here at the top. Oh, I did smear it a little bit. Okay. All right, so we're going to go to the sewing machine. So sewing lamb, where did you go? Sewing lamb. And I'll just stitch right across here on both sides. And that'll help reinforce that ribbon and give it a little bit of decorative touch on the front. You're thinking in the hallway, just walk in the hallway. That's good. Get out of the way. All right, so I'm just going to stitch right across here. And I'll flip it and stitch on the other side too. Okay. Alrighty. I think now we can bind the journal. So I'm going to get all the pages lined up here and grab my binding tools. Oh, this looks so fluffy. Oh my goodness. Okay, got my wax linen thread. Oh, that's where that went. I was looking. Oh, it's empty. I need to put this on my wish list. A Zig two-way glue. They're really handy. I was looking for one the other day and I couldn't find it. I just did, but apparently It is empty. All right, so I'm just going to make sure these are lined up from top to bottom. None of my pages are smaller than 8.5 by 11 this time around. So it's pretty easy to get them lined up. The handmade paper sticks out just a smidge because it's slightly larger than 8.5 by 11, but not by much really. All right, so I'm just making sure this little mini journal gets out of the way. Okay. I have a little template here somewhere. Where is it? I just had it. There we go. And you can get this little template at my website. It's a free digital download. And I need an awl and I need a needle. Got a needle. All right, so we're just doing one signature. So I'm going to do a pamphlet stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we cut this. And I'll thread. This is a bookbinder's needle. Oh, I just realized we're not on the main and you can't see what I'm doing. Okay. There we go. Walking you backwards. Like, what? How fun. I used to have horses. All right, so we're going to line this up down the center. And I want to V up my pages. And we're going to use an awl or the Tim Holtz craft pick and go through all the layers to the outside. Do that 3 times. Like so. Put those away. Put things away so I can find them another day. Okay. Up there for now. All right, got my needle. I'm not going to be upside down this time, I hope. I hope I got it right this time. I tried to keep them all turned the correct direction. Nothing like having to take a journal apart that you put together. All right, so we're just doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So I've got the first stitch made. Now we're going to go back through the center to the outside, and then up through the outside to the inside. And we want to make sure we haven't caught it anywhere. I'm going to slip it under that first top stitch and pull in opposite directions. Put my needle up. And then we're going to tie this in a square knot. So 1 and 2. And I'll leave these long in case somebody wants to put charms down the center. I just pulled off one of my paper clips, so I'll have to put that back where I got it. All right, so this is a ribbon bookmark. So if you want to put it in the middle, or maybe you want to put it on a different page, you can do that. And then let's go. All right, so is everybody in the raffle? You love upside down pages? Happens a lot. All right, I'm going to tie it shut. We're going to do the last raffle for these little goodies. Artistic Flair. In fact, the next book I make is going to have other pages. Cool, do it. I've seen books that you look at it from the front and you get to a halfway point and you're supposed to flip it over and go from the back. So there's another way to do that. All right, let's get a drink. I signed it, Robin. You missed it. Your laptop's too slow. All right, let's pick the winner. Did we make our goal today? I didn't even check. 30, 40, 50, 60. Yeah, we did make our goal today. All right, let's pick a winner of the goodies, and the winner of the paper pad and stickers, I think they're stickers, they might be just acetate, is Suzanne Roberts. Congratulations, Suzanne. I believe I owe you another prize. I've got some prizes all laid out that I need to package. All right, go up there and stay. Thank you. All righty. Reset. Yes, go here and paste. All right, so these people have donated today. Nadine, Rhonda Bennett, Suzanne Roberts, Mary Jones, Eric Halen, Art by Una, Lori, Ruby Lily, Janice Bramer, Robin Finnessy, and Filuke Feline Family, aka Fifi, which is Margie. You all have donated today, so you can enter the raffle. If you didn't donate but you want to, you can do so now, and you can have a chance to win this journal. Alrighty, so let's look at it. So the outside cover is cardstock. I printed it on my home printer, and it is a linen cardstock, and it's fluffy, as you can see here. I used this decorative ribbon that I had in my stash to tie it shut. And then I showed you how to use basically a memorial eulogy card to make a journal card, and lined it with coffee dyed paper. And then I made this little corner piece out of a piece of cardstock that I stamped. And then this is one of the elements from the planner kit. I put page tabs on all the printed pages. So we flip this over, so you have your 1 month spread, so you can write in the month and then write your dates on the calendar. I used the gingerbread stamp and the little gingerbread word beside it on some scrapbook paper. Here I stenciled the romantic flourish inside with gold ink, and then I used the vintage glow on another stencil from the Stencil Club, and this is from the printed kit. I made a little poinsettia that is over a rubber stamped holly, and then the journal word is a stamp as well. Another tab. This is a page from a paper sack. It was like a shopping bag, and I don't know, I think I cut all of it. Oh no, here it is. I still have a little bit of it left. There's the gusset and the bag portion, enough to make another journal page out of it. And I thought that was kind of pretty to use in here, and it's got that crinkling noise. And then this side we did some stenciling, and it's hard to see, but there's snowflakes in here. And then I did some snowflake stamping. One of the journal cards with an altered paperclip holding it down. Made the pocket from the kit, and then I added the library card number 2, and this is the swirling note card rubber stamp over here, and I just added a piece of fabric to that. Sheet music was used there. This was some coffee dyed paper. This is a strip of some scrapbook paper, another one of the flowers I put together. This is a paper sack, and I used a little strip of some paper that was given to me, and then I stamped to do on a scrap of paper, and then used some of the red of the paper sack behind there. We've got the jumping reindeer down here, and the word December over a book page that was a mop-up, and then a piece of green cardstock. This is one of the kit pages. This is handmade paper that I made and stamped with the gift and the sketched Christmas tree. We've got our bookmark. This journal card I stamped with the mistletoe on top. Then thank you so much. To-do list on top of that. I also used some tulip dimensional fabric paint on top of there. Aw, cool. Awesome. I cut them up into journaling. Perfect. And then this is the checkoff list down here. Doily. I used a doily. Can you believe it? And some scrapbook cardstock. And then this is a Christmas defined rubber stamp. Another page tab. I may come back to where it belongs because And then this is the Christmas flourish on a paper sack that I use the stencil from the Christmas wishes with the vintage glow. I just love that sparkle. And then on this side was the Christmas dream and gnome number 3. Another one of the kit cards and an altered paper clip on top. Here is the North Pole. That's a 2-part stamp. So you get the sign and then the word North Pole. You can stamp them separately. And then, oh, I never put anything in this pocket. Well, we've got a hidden pocket here that is available to put something in. This is the center of our journal. So over here we used one of the cards in the kit. And we have abundance from the kit. This is a rubber stamp the background. This was a greeting card, a Christmas card that I cut up, and this was part of the card. So I layered it over a gel print onto a piece of red cardstock. Over here we've got a little tie, so we untie this. We have a mini journal here, so you open this up. I didn't even show this earlier. I stamped the cover. I think I kind of explained that earlier, with embossing ink and glitter powder, and stamped around the edges. Used a piece of cardstock. This is one of the mini journal pages. I just used one because I was this were extras, so I was like, well, I'll just use one and use some other stuff with it. Coffee dyed paper, the mistletoe stamp and thoughts. On this side I used the pine stamp. This was scrapbook paper, thoughts, and I used my paper tab punch and then add a little piece of fabric. This is very important on a piece of red paper that I had sprayed, and then just a book page behind there. Over here I used my tiny postcard and made the little paper flower and the word Noel. And then I did happy memories over another scrap, and then I just made a little flag, if you will, out of that. Thank you so much, Robin. And then we flip this over, and I used a piece of ledger paper. This is from Calico Collage. It had a little bit of overspray on it, and then I just made it so you can kind of flip it up and write behind it if you want, kind of a hidden place. Then I used the Distress Oxide ink, what was that? Egg on here. Did the to-do list above the Christmas flowers, and then there's the back cover. And then I just made this little corner pocket out of some stamping and scraps of paper. Stamps here, and then we flip this over, and we've got a, oops, I almost glued the reindeer down. So the little reindeer has a green background, and then we have a little envelope that I made out of a piece of paper that I've mopped up a stencil. So there's the outside, and then you have the whole inside that you can use for writing, or write a note and give it to somebody else, so you don't have to keep it in the journal. This is a rubber stamp. This is the holly postage stamp, ribbon or bow. I think it's called bow rubber stamp. Okay, thank you so much. And then this goes here. And then over here, I had some scrapbook cardstock, and we just added some of the element from the kit, and then rubber stamped image, doily, and then we open this up, and I used another rubber stamp image over some fabric, and I stenciled the background. We used the laser cut chipboard from the Christmas Wishes subscription box. This is a rubber stamp, that's a rubber stamp. And then over here, oh, we already said that. We saw that. So I can close this and then come back to here, like so. All right, and then we'll flip this over. And I used the poinsettia rubber stamp, the holly rubber stamp, journal rubber stamp, and the bird rubber stamp. These three were done with embossed ink, embossing powder. So they kind of have a different glossy look to them. One of the planner pages, another rubber stamp over a piece of mop-up paper, and then we've got another gnome. We have the Christmas word tree. This is one of the planner pages. And then this planner page, I used another one of the Christmas scrapbook cardstock and stamped Merry Christmas at the top on green paper and gold embossing. Made this little journal card, says candy cane. Love this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Julie. Another little bird. And then Christmas defined again. A little gnome with the Christmas tree. Keep the spirit in your heart. Another layered flower. This is the sheet music page where I added the layers to it. Here's where we add a library pocket in the middle of the page. So we've got a tabbed journal card. Oops, missed one. Very important. And we've got stamped and stenciled over here. Stamped on that side. Made a little layered pocket there. We've got scrapbook paper. And we have a couple of journal cards, 3 journal cards. Make to-do lists, shopping lists. Candy cane. Used another altered paper clip to hold a card. I signed it. See right there, I signed it. And then that's the last page. All right, did everybody get in the raffle? I think this one turned out really good. I like how it turned out. And I too like that center page. It's so much fun. It's just made that super fluffy. Look at that. And it's got, you know, the stuff coming out the top. You can move it back and forth, change it around. All right. Let me check. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people that join. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I don't see Rhonda Bennett. Rhonda, did you enter the raffle? And who else is missing? Did Ruby Lily get in? Yep, Ruby Lily and Lori is in. Nadine is in. Suzanne Roberts. Suzanne is in. Eric. Eric, are you still here? You need to enter the raffle. And who else? Janice Brammer, are you in? Yep, you're in. And Margie. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got Eric in, and we're waiting on Rhonda. So we'll wait a moment for Rhonda. And if she doesn't pop up here in just a moment, I can enter for her. How's that sound? All right, so next week, I had to think. Next week, I'm going to do another Christmas journal. I'm just going to use all the scraps that I have. I don't think I'll need to print anything. So, Rhonda, thank you, Eric. So I will be making just probably an eclectic Christmas. I may even pull some stuff from the Christmas Dream or the Merry Little Christmas Kit, because I saw some pages that were printed left over from last year in my little box. So I may get that out as well. She's in. Awesome. Thank you. If there's something you want to see, let me know. I am working on an idea for the December challenge. I haven't quite figured out what I want to do. So if you have a suggestion that you would like to see for a challenge inside the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group, please let me know. Hey, if you would, after this live is over, come back and leave a comment what you found the favorite part of this video today. And let me know what you thought of this journal and how I put it together. And tell me what you're working on, okay? All right, let's pick the winner. She's in. They're doing a boss fight. Let the boss fight go. All righty. Let's see if the boss fight is over. We're waiting on the boss fight. Take it a moment. Everybody's in the giveaway. All right, suddenly Nadine Wheeler, Mary Jones, Julie Parker, Ruby Lily, Margie, Janice, Lori, Rhonda, Sheila, Una, and Suzanne Roberts, you're all won 19 junk bucks. You sent me a... Oh, awesome. Thank you, Rhonda. You sent me a new junk journal person. Yay! All right, giveaway. The winner of the journal today is Janice Brammer. Congratulations, Janice. You won the journal today. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Yay! Thank you, Rhonda. Let me know who it was, and I can kind of give them a shout out. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you are inspired to create your own planner, junk journal. You know, it's whatever you want to put in it. I hope that you're inspired, and I hope that you are uplifted just a little bit today, and share that with somebody else. Help uplift somebody around you. Maybe they're having a bad day. You know, I always say it's always good to inspire others by your kindness. So be kind and do something kind for somebody else. And even if you don't feel it, fake it till you make it, because you may not be feeling it and you smile, and it may make a difference to somebody else that you encounter. So try to do your best to encourage others with a friendly face, if you will. Thank you so much, Una. Thank you for being here. And I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time, for hanging out with me. Y'all have an amazing week. I gotta get my window back open here. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next week. Lots of love to each and every one of you. We'll see you when we get back next Monday, and we'll continue the journey of making a Christmas journal. I'm waiting on my YouTube to open so I can hit the end screen. All right, everybody. Love you lots, everybody. Have a fabulous week. Bye.